Alright, in this video we'll see how to partition a hard disk on a new system. If you have bought a new computer, then usually the hard disk is not partitioned, and sometimes you may want to keep more than one partition to segregate your files, personal files and your system files. So that is what we are going to check out. I have a new laptop here which is running Windows 10, and the Explorer looks like this. It already has a second partition by the manufacturer. There are some drivers here. I might want to back up this entire folder to an external hard disk just to keep the files drivers safe. Anyways, I'm not gonna touch this partition. This D drive is occupying 25 GB of space, and this is 179 TB. The total hard disk space is 2 terabyte. So I would like to create another partition to keep personal files to separate. So let's check that out. If you also have bought a new system, then probably you might also want to create a new partition. Anyways, this is how we should do it. If you have this PC or my computer, in the menu you can right click on it and go to manage. You can also do it from here, or you can just type disk management. I suppose it will come. Or you can just type manage. Okay, computer management. Right? Or you can simply right click on this PC and go to manage. By the way, you should be logged in as an administrator to do this. So in the computer management window, click on disk management, and it will show you all the disk partitions available on the hard disk. If you have more than one hard disk on the system, there will be more hard disks here. As you can see, it's disk 0. That means I just have one. This is the CD-ROM. So there are already some partitions here. 260 MB is occupied by system, and another 1000 MB, that means 1 GB, almost 1 GB, is occupied by recovery partition. So I'm not gonna touch this and this and this because these are created by the manufacturer, so let it be. But if you don't need, then for example in the D drive, as we saw, they are just drivers, nothing else. So probably we can back up the driver somewhere else, and maybe we can remove this partition as well, but I don't have a requirement for that right now, so I'm just gonna leave it as it is. I will be creating a new partition from this drive, which already has 1836.77 GB of hard disk space. So we would need a calculator, so let me just pull up the calculator now. Such a big calculator I have here. All right. Okay, good enough. I'll just keep it to the side for now. So the entire hard disk space is of 2 terabyte, and I guess if I just want to create one additional partition, so I think I will keep around 1 terabyte on the C drive, and the remaining will be for my personal files. So let's do that. So to create a new partition from an existing partition, just right click on the partition from which you want to create a new partition. So right click on that partition and select shrink volume. Okay, so we want to reduce the size of the C drive and use the unallocated space to create a new partition. So you right click on that partition and click shrink size. then it will query for available space, and a new pop-up window should come. All right, so we have this new window. Total size before shrink is this much. Size of available shrink space is MB is here, and enter the amount of space to shrink in MB. So this is the amount available to shrink, okay, and which is in MB. So just copy that and paste it in your calculator and divide this by 1024, because 1024 MB is 1 GB. So we want to find out how many GB this is. So this is 910 GB. Okay. So as I said, my laptop here is 2 terabyte, but some space have been taken already. So as I can see here, this C drive is 1837, let's say 7. This is 1837 GB. So maybe I can keep 1 terabyte for the C drive, and then the remaining for the new partition. So let's take a round figure of maybe 800 GB. Okay, so I'm going to shrink volume. So Windows is saying that the available space to shrink is this much. I don't need this much, so I'll go by my own calculation. So I'll take 800 GB, okay, and since the calculation here is in MB, I'm going to multiply this 800 figure by 1024, and I just need 819,200 MB. Okay, so I'm gonna copy this and paste it here. Okay, so the total size of the C drive after shrinking is this much. So let me see how much in GB that is. 106.1652 divided by 1024 is above 1 terabyte. So that is okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and shrink. So the size of the C drive has been reduced to 103677 GB, 0.77 GB, and there is an 800 GB of unallocated space. So a new partition has been created, but if you go to your Windows Explorer, that new partition will not be visible here because it's not yet ready. So just right click, and Windows disk management also shows us what this black color indicates. So this blue color means it's primary partition, and the black color means it's unallocated. So we'll right click on the black new partition, and then we'll create a simple volume. Click next. We'll take the entire size of the new partition. We will assign a drive letter. D is already taken by this, so probably I think E is not yet taken. Okay, E is a standard drive letter for the drive, CD-ROM drive, so let's not touch that. We'll just take F and click next. And NT for file system we have options, but let's just stick to NTFS. It's more convenient and more robust. I'll just keep everything as normal, and then yeah, if you want to give a volume label, then you can also give here, and we'll just click next, finish. Now it's formatting, and we have a new disk partition, F drive. Now once this is done, if you go to your Windows Explorer and refresh the Explorer, then we should be able to see a new disk partition here, and we can copy paste files. So that's how to create a new disk partition once you maybe buy a new laptop, or maybe on your old laptop, if you want to create your disk partitions, then this is how to do it. Suppose in the future, if you don't need a particular drive and you want to combine it, then you can just right click and delete the volume. Okay, because I don't have any files there, so there's no risk. So click next, and once again the space becomes unallocated. So if you want the C drive to take over this unallocated space, then you right click on C drive and you do extend volume. Then Windows Disk Management will automatically detect that there is an unallocated space of 800 GB on disk 0. Okay, so this space is selected, and you can click next, finish, and Windows will take unallocated space. Okay, so we'll repeat the process. I want to create a new partition out of this C drive, so shrink volume, and I want 800 GB, so 800 GB multiplied by 1024 in MB will be this much. Copy this size, paste it here because I don't want all of it. Shrink. We should have 800 GB of unallocated space. Right click, create simple volume, just let it be, drive letter OK, just let it be, finish, and we have a new partition. So this was a quick video how to create disk partitions. I hope this is clear. All right, thank you so much.